Better with the sliding now on the feature table, huh? The last EPT was a little bit like the sticky felt. Yeah, change the felt, huh?
7 fold.
I love the sounds that they make.
8 fold.
Yes, we did have felt problems in Barcelona, which made it very difficult for the dealers to keep their flops clean.
On my big blind.
That problem's been resolved.
Always got to keep the flops clean.
So Witsiak is open with Queen 10.
3 fold.
Round to the table, chip leader on the button. Mary with 7-3 offsuit. Folds. Istvan Toth. Ace King in the small blind. And interestingly, he has not re-raised, just calls.
Yeah, this is interesting. Off of a 40 big blind stack, just opting to do something a little bit deceptive. Does invite Felix into the mix, though, of course, which reduces your equity immediately, regardless of holding.
So 3-way to the flop, which is 8 tray deuce. So top pair for Felix.
5 check.
Yeah, and you know, there you go. This is what happens. You invite more action, invite a little bit more variance when you probably could have taken this down pre-flop. No
10 bet, 5,500.
with no contest, as it were.
5 full.
What was the name of the ice planet in Star Wars, James?
Hoth.
Not Toth, okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky spot. I think Felix can only call here. I think folding is out of the question. Just weighing up his options. I think a check raise here with Jack-8 feels a little bit unusual because I feel like he'd run into a lot of trouble, but let's see how Felix feels.
6 raise.
All right, does decide to go for the raise.
10 fold.
And I think under these circumstances might end up working. I don't know how sticky the ace-king feels when it's... They might feel like they're under rep pre-flop, James.
Whoa! Ooh. Now he decides to get aggressive with the ace-king?
Wow, and this is kind of the action that I was making reference to. Not necessarily that I would expect him to shove here with ace-king, James, but...
Didn't expect that.
Reactivating the action with the Jack-8 does invite
to me,
chaos.
And now you're doing this? It's not nice.
You've got top pair and... What draws is he doing this with?
Yeah, exactly. That's the tricky bit. He's played it unusually, but this is a very strong line.
But also, isn't it this guy that Felix needs to get rid of so he can play his game?
Exactly.
that does increase your equity.
Yeah, this is wild. This is really, really wild. You know, you kind of have kicker problems with the Jack-8. You kind of are worried about 9s and maybe 10s and maybe jacks once in a while. You're blocking jacks, which is a thought. But, you know, if there's a flush draw on this board, James, I think we can kind of just go, all right, give him some draws and call. But
yeah.
On this texture, you're just thinking, what draws does he have? 4-5 seems pretty outlandish.
What do you think I have?
Ace-3 seems, say Ace-4, excuse me, feels pretty outlandish.
I have a good hand. I hit the board. I'm worried about the kicker.
It's a long time since I saw ace-king played this unconventionally. Let's see if it works out for him.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Flatted pre, flatted the c-bet from Witsiak, and then raised all in when Felix check raised.
Fold and you show 4-5 or ace-5 or ace-4. It's humiliating. My viewers will hate me.
Yes, they will.
It's too late. They already do. Just kidding. We love you. We love you, Felix.
I'll do the show 1 for you.
Huh?
I fold. Yes. It's okay, I fold. It's for you.
Shows the 8.
You show 1 card? No?
Nice try.
I will look in 30 minutes.
Solid attempt, but wow. Unconventional aggression from the ace-king, and does take it down. I really feel for Felix there. I feel like that hand usually just goes his way, James, but that's what happens when you find the raise and the flop. Definitely can cause complications.
Don't know what the weather's like in Montreal at the moment, Griffin, but I was quite happy to get away from London
Cold.
weather for a week. Yeah.
It's getting cold. We just have 6 more months of it.
1 fold.
Pocket jacks for Emilien Pitavy.
Getting some big purrs.
Raise.
3 raise, 5,000.
It always sounds like re-raise when they say C3 raise, doesn't it? 3 raise.
4 fold.
5,000. It is a min raise, and Toth
5 call.
calling out the cutoff with Queen Jack off.
Fold.
Sidra out with Queen 4 folds, and Witsiak has he found a spot? No,
More like short stack.
10 call.
but elects to call, and we'll get to see a flop.
Yeah, King's live.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Now, this is dangerous. Top pair for Witsiak, but losing to the overpair of his fellow countryman.
Check.
Yeah, and this is actually a spot pre-flop that you can justify folding. I think maybe Witsiak a little bit frustrated being card dead, you know, not thinking that Toth is going to be necessarily flatting very strong. So just hoping not to be dominated by Patavi, but we can see this is just the worst case scenario. Just 20% to win this hand, and with the pot being 18,500, really can't do anything but go all in here.
Continuation bet is 5,500. Toth folds,
5 fold.
and Witsiak, top pair, solid kicker, puts the rest of his chips in, gets called by Pitavy, and is going to need to hit to survive. King or a 9 required.
Simone does have that dog in him.
Will somebody let the dogs out?
Who?
Ooh la la.
Ah, the king on the turn. And no jacks live in the deck. So Pitavy doesn't know it, but he's drawing dead. So that is going to be a double up for Simon Witsiak, the Barcelona 2023 champion. Still alive.
See what happens when you're nice to the dealers.
And he and Pitavy are pretty much tied, 25 big blinds each.
Because of the dealer. Too soon, too soon.
Onder, pocket queens, under the gun. Smo with 7-5 in the big blind.
How much do you have behind?
Cover that mouth,
49.
Simone. Come on, there you go. No,
He wants to see what suit he's got.
oh,
Flops of
flop.
5. Checks it on over to pre-flop razor. Who's going to continue. Pretty small. Just 2,500.
And I'm sure Witsiak is a bit of two minds here, right? I can just call here. It's going become a bit difficult to play down the streets.
Ooh, just a raise.
Yeah, check raising here is really going to freeze up some hands that would have otherwise maybe barreled on later streets. Could still get some value from, you know, if Ender has something like ace-queen with a heart, ace-king, ace-jack, even ace-jack at diamonds, I think would call against facing this check raise here. Because you're not always just up against a 10. You're going to be live against a 5 when that's what is the raise, and then of course the bluffs.
Do you think he's got a lot of bluffs here?
Yeah, I think he has some bluffs here. You know, Ender doesn't always have queens. He's going to be making this bet with a lot of different hands. He's going to be betting this with king jack of spades that'll just fold. So, I mean, Vichak is going to know that the hand strength of Ender is probably better than just the 7-5 now. But instead of just calling and then facing more barrels,
oh boy,
he's just going to go for it and hope.
Simone puts it in, is very unlikely to get a fold.
That's bad news.
Now at 5%. How good can you run, Simone? Can you catch one of 2 remaining 5s for your tournament life? Doesn't seem to believe it this time.
Both 5s are live.
Oh.
Has to hit this river.
Thank you.
Close, but no survive. And that's going to do it for PokerStars Team Pro.
And look at this. Lean at 900. Nicholas Odstedt has flopped 2 pair. He raised pre to 6,000. And Antoine Labatt defended the big blind with 10-9. And he's called this continuation bet of 4K with second pair. Oh dear.
Wow.
Labatt's about to be very blue.
He's about to be la-coolered.
On ice?
There you go.
Yeah, this is so rough. Labatt's been very patient as well. Was one of our shorter stacks here at the feature table, and suddenly a pretty unfoldable turn, in my opinion. How does Lena imagine he's going to get max value here? Probably needs to put in another bet to try and build the pot here. Although SPR being around 2, you can probably still check and sort of imagine you're going to get away with it once in a while when you have this much of the board. So Diz does check on this occasion, and Labatt is going to go for value now, I imagine. Perceived value, that is.
Is there any chance you don't do all of the damage here?
I think you would probably size around pot here if you were balanced.
Well, we're looking at a pot of 24,500. He's bet 13,000.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's got the worst hand here, guys, but I think that generally speaking, when our hand is this well disguised and your opponent is very likely to have an ace in their hand opening from under the gun +2, I think this is too small. Also, this is not a size that will convince players to fold hands when you have a flush.
So Odstedt raised enough to put him all in, and Labatt calls it off and sees that his trips are no good against Lena 900's full house.
Yeah, that's savage. That really is brutal. It's just a cold deck. There's not much you can do there.
I mean, I'm curious what you have. Okay. I will set my spies on it, you know.
Kadalar under the gun, King 10.
I think we have the same hand.
This is a nice
Don't
hand.
be fucking weird, man.
Just decides against it here. Oh, no, never mind.
I mean,
Does
now you
find
said
the
it, I
raise.
feel like I should have called somewhere.
Leeds is in with just the jack of hearts that we know of. Here's a real question we can discuss while Hofbauer takes his sweet time. Is he going to make it? Is he going to make it with 11 big blinds? Is he going to make the money? Is he going to outlast 5 more players?
Would they tell
I
us
think
before
yes.
the break if we come back here or not?
He's been really patient
Yeah, they
so
will.
far. I mean, we saw this hold from the Queen 4 suited just now, which was probably a fringe one.
Oh, St. Ensign. Not going to play it safe to make the money.
Yeah.
Is going to get it in with what he hopes is the best hand right now.
I mean, you probably have more experience with that than me. It's actually my first EPT
Asking for a
feature.
count.
I've only ever been on like WSOP ones.
Yeah, in Vegas it was quite sick. Like there was days. Like I was playing 10-hour streams.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Some days it was
In the main?
crazy. Yeah, in the main.
Yeah.
Even brighter lights than this, and you know,
I know.
no phone. It was
I like how Ben is talking about.
I mean,
I was
Here's a
pretty
poker main event.
Like I
With
was
Hossein Ensan right at the table.
So it was both of us, like every day. So we always got in.
He's got a little experience with that as
And
well.
then we asked,
He does.
Like,
So Kettler has made the call.
They were actually pretty cool then. I
And
think.
so is Leeds, so Ensign could potentially triple up, but does have quite a bit to fade.
I got 15.
wow.
I was the guy who donated everything to Aspen, basically. I was
Ace
never
high,
on the
3
main feature.
spades.
actually.
Looking pretty
Never.
good
That
for
entire run.
Hossein.
I only was on the secondary
This is
one.
above average flop
And
for
because
ace
they
10 with
always
the 10
put like
spades.
Korai and like Papo MC and all those guys, they always put them on that one.
Oh, he wasn't all in quite yet.
Yeah,
they
he
all
left
in there,
himself
maybe
a
like 15
smidge. But it's such a small smidge, Joe. I think King 10
But I
cannot
for me,
fold
it's nice.
yet.
Like I don't need
I mean,
it.
if you're deep in the tournament, then there's a few tables left. You're gonna have to do it. But
Yeah.
I feel like for Zulu, the first few days they should rotate a lot. Like to show
Yeah, I
us
agree.
how
I mean,
it's more fun.
it's much better for the viewers too, you know, because there are, I assume there are a lot of really cool tables.
You have big sideboard now.
So why they keep the set? I mean,
Leeds
1K.
also staying in.
1K. It's worth to battle for.
Guess
Like
one thing
laziness
Hossein
from
has to
them.
worry about is Leeds having a bigger spade.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, obviously a jack probably still clean for Leeds too. Okay, hang on the turn.
Could be trouble potentially for Ensign, depending on what that other Leeds card is. Oh, you think that it could be pocket jacks for Leeds?
No, I just mean that he can still make trips with the jack, right? That would still be enough. But I think it would be weird for Leeds to have jacks here. Like, I think the action could have gone that way pre, but I think once Ensign shoves in Kettler calls, I think he would end up getting it
raise.
in. Yeah, or raising in some fashion. This is a very technical spot now. This is very, very strange. There is a check. How does Leeds feel with the jack? Quick check over there as well. And the river is a spade, so Ensign will have the best hand here unless Leeds somehow has a larger spade in
King
hand.
of spades, queen of spades.
That's right.
Did we like the river or no? We did. This is
It checked around, so I think Ensign's gonna scoop it.
I'm not sure.
Do you have to show with it all in? It does look like that might have been King Jack.
it's actually
Or two
insane.
jacks.
Queen Jack.
Queen Jack.
Oh man, and that is a huge moment for Hossein Ensign. Good job, Dad.
Triple up, Papa.
That's how you do it.
A triple up this close to the bubble.
Yeah, tell me more about your main event run, Lena.
Tell me more about how to run like that when you are just a few positions from the min cash.